more than 120 Republican members of the U.S. House of Representatives formally asked the U.S. Supreme Court this week to prevent 4 swing states from casting electoral votes for Joe Biden to seal his victory in the November election, a brazen move that signals how the Republican Party has embraced Donald Trump's baseless attacks on the American electoral system. Supreme Court rejects Trump-backed Texas lawsuit aiming to overturn election results. The request from 126 GOP members, nearly 2/3 of the Republican caucus, came in support of a lawsuit Texas filed earlier this week that sought to block the electoral votes in Michigan, Pennsylvania, Wisconsin, and Georgia, all states Biden won in November. The lawsuit also won support from top House Republicans. The suit was ultimately rejected by the Supreme Court on Friday. The U.S. Constitution gives states clear authority to set their own election and does not give other states the right to interfere. Texas's argument in the suit was also based on unsupported claims of fraud that have been dismissed in lower courts. The lawsuit has so many fundamental flaws that it's hard to know where to start. It misstates basic principles of election law and demands a remedy that is both unconstitutional and unavailable. Lisa Marshall Manheim, a law professor at the University of Washington, wrote in an email. At core, it's an incoherent amalgamation of claims that already failed in the lower courts. Despite its ultimate failure, the lawsuit represented a troubling case that was unprecedented in American history, a quest to overturn a presidential election on the basis of unsubstantiated claims by an incumbent who soundly lost his re-election bid. It also became a test of fealty for the president's party that pitted Republican governors, lawmakers and elected officials against one another. One Supreme Court brief, filed by prominent Republicans in opposition to the Texas lawsuit, said the arguments make a mockery of federalism and separation of powers. Will he ever concede? Trump keeps GOP leaders in endless political limbo. Among the 126 lawmakers who signed on to the brief is a particularly puzzling group. 19 Republican members of Congress who represent districts in Pennsylvania, Michigan, Georgia, and Wisconsin. Those members all appeared on the same ballot as the presidential candidates and all but one were elected under the same rules to which they are now objecting. Meanwhile, Doug Collins, a Georgia congressman, ran for a U.S. Senate seat and lost. Collins conceded his race, thereby accepting his defeat in a statewide election, and was later chosen by the Trump campaign to lead its recount effort in the state. By signing on to the brief, those lawmakers are essentially arguing that their own results could have been tainted by the same irregularities they say cost Trump the election in their state. The Guardian contacted the offices of all 18 of those Republicans who won re-election to ask if they believed there should be further investigation into their electoral victories in November. None of them responded to a request for comment. Hey, if you like my videos then please subscribe my YouTube channel, and don't forget to press bell icon.